Today I fucked up by breaking my BF. This happened about 5 years ago. My soon-to-be husband and I were together for about 4 months and had just recently started having sex. I'm a doctor and used to seeing all kind of injuries. He on the other hand is a lot squeamish. The weekend was coming and we were planning on not leaving the house at all, just stay inside and enjoy one another. Friday came and went, everything amazing. Saturday rolls around, we're doing dress up, every position you can imagine, with some showering in between. It was a great time. It had gotten dark outside and we didn't bother getting out of bed and turning on the lights just yet. We were getting it on, once again, and it all felt a lot wetter than all the previous times. I jump on up and do reverse cowgirl, a little bit rougher, as we both prefer. We finish, I get up to get a glass of water and turn on the lights. He looked at me and with an awkward smile on his face asked if it was that time of month. I look down, I'm covered in blood. It's as if I had just performed a goat sacrifice on my crotch. I knew it couldn't have been that time of month, and I also knew right away something had went really wrong. I run towards him, take off the cover, and there is blood everywhere. I lift his penis up, there is a huge gash on one side, with torn skin dangling down, and blood pouring out. He almost faints. I'm mortified, but there is no time for shame or awkwardness. I press on it and apologize to him, as he tries his best not to freak out. I got him patched up. He was on a sex ban for 3 months, but all is good now. We're getting married this summer. Haven't broken his penis since. Too long didn't read. I like it rough, the penis breaking type of rough. Later edit, as I see it discussed in the comments, I felt it needed to be cleared up. My BF did not get a penile fracture, the frenulum tore, he did not feel it because of numbing lube and the adrenaline of the moment. We continued so the tear also got bigger along one side of his penis, therefore the gash and hanging skin. I do not know how in God's name I managed to do that, nor do I know if the costume I had on had anything to do with it. Maybe the fishnets nicked the frenulum and the rough pounding did the rest. At least you married him, as the saying goes. You break it, you buy it. The underrated part of all this is that he finished. What a champ. Edit, thanks for the silver everyone. It's been one of my life's dreams to get some sort of Reddit award. I know I can finish before I faint from blood loss. Wish you guys a happy married life, especially since it's a blood pact now. Reverse cowgirl has something of a reputation for this, FYI. I don't enjoy it because of this. And that my ex would comment on how hairy my feet were/are. I wish you both a till sex rips his parts happy marriage. And beyond once more. Today I fucked up by realizing I have been walking downstairs wrong for over a decade. I hate walking downstairs. A lot. It takes me ages, because I feel like I am going to fall over. So I carefully and slowly measure every step and watch everyone else skip merrily to the bottom as I quietly curse them for their agility. Today, I watched my friend intently and noticed that her back was completely straight as she was descending stairs. I wondered what the difference between her descent and mine was. I leaned back slightly and suddenly everything was different. The stairs were easy, I felt stable, and nothing hurt as I walked. The only difference. I could no longer see my feet. You see, I have huge boobs, and have had them since I hit puberty. I have been trying to see my feet as I have walked downstairs, and it never occurred to me that it was sending my center of gravity so far forward. I was making myself utterly unstable. I asked her to lean forward as far as I was and she nearly tumbled to the bottom whilst giving me a pitying look and saying, "How the fuck have you been doing this?" I was just mortified that it had taken me so long to figure out. Too long didn't read, have been overbalancing for more than 10 years because of enormous breasts, now feel like the dumbest person alive. R/big boob problems need to know of this breakthrough. They'll appreciate the support. How to fall downstairs, Step 1, Step 2, Step 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once you get a little more practice, it'll be easier to walk down without always feeling like you need to look down. I got little to no tiddy because the booby genetic decided to skip me, so looking down is habit, but it will get easier to do it without looking. Just be careful of your step. Thank you for being comforting. I feel so stupid. I'm pretty sure as a functioning adult, that walking is part of the deal. How could I have missed this for so long? I really appreciate the comment, and will absolutely try and do it without looking. One of those things you are never taught. You just pick it up as you go along. You appear to have picked wrong. Man, I'm in my mid-30s and clear as day. I remember walking into the boys' toilet in school to take a slash, and 3 older kids were teasing this other boy for pulling his pants and undies down to his ankles to pee at the urinal. So I walk up and just kinda awkwardly pull my junk out over the elastic of my shorts and pee. I was walking in there fully intent to drop my drawers to the floor just like the poor kid being teased. No one had ever told me that you didn't need to do that. Edit, that was year 3. Meant to say that but didn't. Wait, what? Maybe I am doing that too. I always walk so slow downwards and always look at my feet. Maybe I'll try to walk with a straight back. Edit, yo WTF, it actually worked. Just need to get used to it. Today I fucked up by cutting off the blood supply to my lady parts. This morning I woke up and went to pee, just as I normally would. But when I went to take my panties off, I felt a sharp tug right on my hood piercing. It kinda hurt, and I assumed the lace had just got caught around it during the night. I peed and wiped, that also hurt. So I went back to my bedroom to examine my goods, and my hood around my piercing is bulging at me like something out of Alien. I checked around it and couldn't see anything, so I gave it a clean, which hurt, and carried on my merry way. Anyway, throughout my day at work it was getting more and more painful, and to relieve the friction by the end of the day I was walking not unlike John Wayne. When my boss asked if I was okay, I made up some bullshit story about my back hurting. I don't know if he bought it, but he pretended to, and that's good enough for me. So after dropping my car sharer off, I phoned my piercing salon and explained that I have a very well established hood piercing that I've had for about 3 months, but it suddenly got super angry. She's all, I come in, pal. So I do. I get there and whack my panties off and frog it on their piercing table, and the lassie takes a look and informs me, oh yeah, that's heckin' swollen. Like I know. So she starts taking the piercing out to have a look, and the conversation went a bit like this. Her, oh, I see what the problem might be. Me, what? Her, you've got a really long hair down here. Me, hey. I normally keep things tidy down there. Her, no, like a head hair, it's wrapped around the piercing, it's probably that's irritating it. Me, oh, alright, well that's embarrassing. Her, wait, hang on. Me, her, holy shit, okay, so I absolutely know what the problem is. So it turns out that one of my long, thin head hairs had worked its way to my lady garden, wrapped itself around my hood with the most perfect slip knot you ever did see. I know this because after a bit of ouchies she pulled the hair off with a small pick, still intact, but because it was caught behind my piercing, the only thing it could do was proceed to get tighter in an attempt to try docking my hood like a spaniel's tail. We were both so utterly confused. But the relief was instant, and now I know my clit isn't about to fall off, so I guess that's a double win for me. Too long didn't read, got a hair wrapped around my lady hood until it swelled up like a bitch, that my piercer then had to remove. I was wearing a hoodie the other day, and every so often it would feel like I had an itch on my ear. I'd scratch, it would stop. After the 4th time, I took the hoodie off to discover some of my girlfriend's hair in a little knot inside the hoodie and fucking with me for 2 hours. This is actually a common problem and danger for babies. They can get adult hair wrapped around their fingers or toes that cuts off the blood supply. Worst case is that they could cut off blood supply long enough for the finger or toe to die. 1. Glad you're okay. 2. Holy shit, this post was wild. This happened to me, but it was my GF long hair wrapped around the head of my dick. Babies lose their penises, toes and fingers this way. My mill told me that when he was a baby, one of her long hairs got wrapped around my husband's penis. They finally figured it out after he was crying and crying. She recommended doing a pecker check every time I changed my son's diaper.